Hello, Porky Chew. Hello, Benny Collector, Corey, Sean, Andres, TJ Ball. Hello, everybody. All of a sudden, the names start scrolling up. I figured I'd go live. What the heck? Uh, it's Tuesday night here. It's almost 8 o'clock. It'll be 8 o'clock in 2 minutes here in New Jersey. And man, oh man, I am so tired of this weather. Hello, everybody. Hello, Nurse Peach. Hello, Robert Simmons and Whooper Trainer. Hello, everybody. So, boy, looking at the weather for the next week, snow and miserable weather. But the good news, I found this in the store today. So I'm going to rip this tonight. Let's get my hand out of the way. Oh. Yeah, we haven't had good weather yet so far, man. It's been miserable. My son that lives in Tennessee said he's had days in the 70s already. Whew. Man, looking at the I'm gonna look at the weather report for on my phone for the next week. Let's listen to this, and then we'll start ripping. Today, 100% rain. Tomorrow, 85% rain. High of 51. Thursday, 100% rain. High of 43. Friday, 95% rain. High of 44. Saturday, 45% rain. High of 56. Sunday, cloudy, 62. Monday, sunshine, 67. Tuesday, sunshine, 71. Watch by the middle of the week, that'll change to cloudy and rain. That was the good thing about living in Las Vegas is that I would imagine in Las Vegas, the temperatures today was probably 75 degrees, 80 degrees. Hello, Bristol, Tennessee. Yeah, my son lives in Columbia, which is, I guess, about 20 to 30 miles south of Nashville. So it's hard to find restock. Yeah, I wanted to go get some bigger stuff today, but I okay. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places that I go to. 5 Pokemon stores. 2 are west of me, 2 are east of me, and 1 is about a mile from me. Well, I was just a little lazy today, and so I went to the one that's about a mile from me. It's called Monmouth Cards, and it's not my favorite place because their prices are a little high, but this was priced at $49, and I'm like, I'm seeing them online for a lot more than that. So I said, let me get one and I'll rip it. And it has these things. Does anybody collect these things, these little characters? Because I got a bunch of them. Yeah, Monmouth is expensive. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got a bunch of those little characters somewhere here. Let's see. And then we'll start ripping. I just want to, maybe I'll tell you. I got characters and coins and pins. Like, and this pin, I think, one of these pins spins. Oh, it is. It goes from, this pin here goes from Surfing Pikachu to Flying Pikachu. Oh, boy. And I have many, many more. I mean, I have just, it's a long blonde hair. I'll tell you whose that isn't. My sweetheart has long blonde hair. And so I would imagine that it's probably hers, which is cool. We got her a t-shirt today. She's going to make an appearance. And she said after she's recuperated and she can walk normally again. So she's going in Tomorrow we find out what time, and Thursday she's going into the hospital and having her hip joint replaced. Isn't that fun? Uh, I wish I could remember where I get things. I don't remember where I get things. That's what I want. I want pins. Okay. Oh, I'll tell you a story, and then I'll tell you a story. I'm just moving things around here. I should have moved them. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I should have moved them prior to going active here. Let's see. Let's move this over a little this way. Let me collapse this. Screen's too large. I'm going to collapse it a little. Okay. So I said I was going to tell you some stories. So I'm going to tell you one. This is funny. I hope YouTube doesn't take this the wrong way. I mean, I don't know. I should tell that one. I don't know if I should tell that one. Oh, God. Okay, I'll start out with this one. I have a movie star that's a really good friend of mine. He's actually a stuntman. He has been in hundreds of movies. He was a stunt driver for Ghostbusters. He was, if you ever saw a movie a long time ago, The Toxic Avenger, he was the guy that fell out of the window into the vat of stuff that turned him into the Toxic Avenger. There was a movie where Crocodile Dundee goes to New York. And while he's in New York, he's down in the subway system for something. And it's too crowded to walk through it. He has to get out of there. So he goes up on people's shoulders and he's walking on top of people's shoulders. And you could see him kind of in the background walking on top of people. That's he's my oldest son's godfather. His name is Mick, M-I-C-K, O'Rourke. And he looks I was going to say just like, he's the closest I've ever seen of anybody who looks like Crocodile Dundee. Crocodile Dundee. Mick Dundee. So that's a pretty cool story. We could talk about that and that and that, but boy, I have a great story about. Okay, I'm going to tell you the story without actually finishing it. You have to finish the last line. I'm going to tell you the last line now, and then I'll tell you the story. So, yeah, Paul Logan hid the real name. Okay. Do you remember the Office had a big line, and there was, I guess, one whole show was, "That's what she said." Do you remember that? Did you ever see that in the Office? And the boss would always say, "That's what she said," and it was just stupid. If you say it at the right time, it's really funny. So I was a realtor in Las Vegas, and I was showing a house. I did a lot of open houses. If any of you ever get into real estate, being a realtor, open houses are gold mines. I mean, I sold a lot of houses, and I met a lot of people through open houses. I could talk real estate a little later. But here's one part. I'm doing an open house, and I had seen these two guys before. There's two gay guys that live probably about a half mile from me. I know where they live. I know which model house they have. I've never been in their house. You know, as a realtor, you go into a lot of people's homes. And so they're looking for a bigger house. So they're here at this open house, and they're getting ready to leave, and they walk out to the car, and they're just about to get in their car, which is right in front of the house. I'm standing in the front door. Now, remember that line. That's what she said. Remember that. And they're getting into their car, and one of them says to me, "You should come over our house." I want to say this correctly. He goes, "You should come over and check out our house. It's not that big, but it's really nice." And I said, "That line." And they both cracked up laughing. Oh God, I had just too much fun sometimes with people. Putting the kids to bed, and now I'm waiting on burgers to be delivered. Send one over here. I'm a burger fanatic. Burgers, filet mignon, beef, beef. Put the kiddos to bed. My friend's parents, when I moved out to Las Vegas, I want to rip this in a little while, but I just want to tell you, when I moved out to Las Vegas, uh, we had children on both coasts, the East Coast and the West Coast. So we have a house here in North New Jersey. So we bought a house in Las Vegas, so we'd be able to have houses near both groups of kids. And see, I have four, and my sweetie has two. So, so I forgot what my train of thought just now. See the grandpa thing? How that happens? I just went blank. So I've been okay today. Let me just figure this out. So something to do. I was, there's a lot of free time when you're a senior if you're not busy. That's what's great about Pokemon. It consumes all my time. And trust me, it consumes all my time. And so I said, I'm going to get my real estate license. I'll give it a try, see how it goes. I got my real estate license and I sold my first house I started, and then 3 months later, I had my first sale. And then 2 weeks later, I had my second sale. And by sale, I mean closings. And a month later, I had my third sale. My first year, I sold 10 houses. You have to think about that. See, if you don't realize how much a realtor makes in a transaction, my first year, I sold 10 houses. My second year, I averaged a house sale every, I think it was 17 days for the whole year. I shot up to number 7 in Berkshire Hathaway out there. That's a lot. I mean, to have a house selling every 2.5 weeks is a lot of work. If any of you are in real estate, you'll know exactly what I mean. So when I got sick while I was out there near the end, I had all these things happening to me. I had kidney issues. I had a heart attack. We had to, yeah, realtors do make a fair amount of money. Yeah, there's no doubt about it if you work hard at it. But I mean, I would just see them come and go because they just couldn't do it. I'll tell you more about that. But when I got sick, and our kids had moved out of California. We had no more kids in California. So we moved back to New Jersey. And I figured there was better medical attention here than there was out there. Like when I had I had a prostate removed back in 2018. I had prostate cancer. And that was done at UCLA Medical Center, which was really nice. But Las Vegas doesn't have the best medical facilities. So realtors are a very stressful job. So when I moved back here, I said, I'm going to get into real estate. I met with Sotheby's, and I said, I'm probably going to take the test. And I'd like to come work for a big company because I worked for a big company out there, Berkshire Hathaway. And but I kept having medical issues. And the medical issues kept stopping me from doing things. When you have a kidney removed and then it takes you 6 months to recover, I couldn't see myself studying and taking a test for those 6 months. And I finally said, I don't have to work. I'd love the job. I don't have to work, but so I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to relax with my sweetheart. We'll do a little traveling, whatever. No, I don't have videos or audios of my stand-up online. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That was a long time ago. You have to understand that was 30 plus years ago. Yeah. I used to do stand-up comedy at the Gotham Comedy Club a lot. And I have a cutting wit, let me tell you. Oh, so we had this latest giveaway. I don't even remember which one it was. It might have been the Pokemon Day one, or it might have been the 30th anniversary. I don't remember which one it was. But somebody from Fair Lawn, New Jersey, which is literally 2 towns away. They probably live within 4 or 5 miles of me. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, somebody from, and I used to live in Fair Lawn. So I grew up in a little town called, it was called East Patterson back then, but it changed its name to Elmwood Park. And then we moved to, uh, we had our first house in Fair Lawn. Then we started having kids, and then we moved up to Mahwah, Mahwah. We had a big house up there, like a 3,500 square foot house with 2 acres of land. It was nice. And then the kids all grew up and went their separate ways, and we downsized, and I ended up splitting with my ex, and I met Susie here, my sweetie, through Match.com. Can you believe that? Yeah, I snuck a sneaky in. Let me tell you how that works. Today, I was in a ranting mood today. It really was. So I posted a video on how to know if you've won the giveaway. And that video is 4 minutes and 24 seconds long. And I go look at the analytics, and the average viewing time was 2 minutes and 6 seconds. And people are going to ask me, how do I know if I've won? And I'm just going to say, go look at the video. Sometimes I feel like I'm making these videos, and it's like going in one ear and out the other on a lot of these people. Thank you there, Catherine Petrie. So you sneak in. It's very easy to sneak things in because people don't watch whole videos. It's really easy just to put it in there, right? I'm not going to put it in at the end because now people have caught on that go to the end to see if there's something in there. I'm going to put it in the middle. Somebody gave me an idea, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but one of my followers gave me an idea on how to do it, and it was a great idea, and I'm going to use their idea. So let me see. Told you that story about the two guys. Oh, I'll tell you one more story, and then I'll rip. Okay. I'm going to visit my, oh boy, the first guy, I get confused on which Godfather is which kid. So my oldest son's godfather moves out to California. He lives in Costa Mesa. Oh, what a great story that is. DAREN story. So I go out and visit him, and he goes, "Hey, I have a friend that is a woodworker. He has a wood shop in Newport Beach. Let's go check it out." So I said, "Okay." So we go over to this Newport Beach wood shop, and I meet this guy, and he makes beautiful handmade furniture for corporations. Like somebody will say, "I need a armoire," and they'll give him a kind of an idea, and he'll make furniture that looks like it. He's really good. So he goes, "Hey guys, we're having tonight at the Newport Beach Yacht Club. We're having a big party. Would you like to go?" I'm like, "I've never been to a yacht club before." I said, I'd like to go. And my friend goes, "Yeah, he'd like to go too." I said, "Wow, this is awesome." So he goes to me. He goes, "Would you mind escorting somebody?" And I'm like, uh-oh, here it comes. I said, "I'll be glad to." So I had a rental car out there. So he goes, "Okay, she lives on Balboa Island in Newport Beach. And here's her address." I don't remember if I called her or I just had to pick her up at 8 o'clock and bring her to the yacht club. The yacht club was actually Balboa Island is here. There's a little bridge that goes out from the mainland to the island, and on the mainland side of the bridge is where the yacht club is. So she's literally 4 blocks away from the yacht club. So I said, okay. So I go over and I ring her doorbell at 8 o'clock, and the door opens. And if ever you saw Who Framed Roger Rabbit, when his eyes go, oh, do you remember that? That's what happened. So she was a very attractive young lady, but she was 15 years younger than me. I was probably 40. I don't even know how old I was. 45 maybe, and she was 30. So she invites me in. She's still getting dressed. She goes, "I'm almost ready." And she puts on this blue sequin mini dress, and she asks me to zip her up, and I do. And it's like it's You know when they say painted on clothes? That's what this mini skirt looks like. So now I'm taking her over to the yacht club. And of course, the yacht club has valet parking only. So I drop the car off. We go in. I'm dressed nicely. I'm wearing a white, beautiful shirt with a uh, Nordstrom's beautiful jacket with nice khakis and nice shoes. So I'm dressed nice, but she's dressed like Favoom. So we go walking in, and I have my arm like this, and she's holding on, and we walk into and I'm not even thinking, I'm just being normal, nice with her. Oh, and I said to her, "Here's a chance." I said, "This is cool for you. You could meet a guy with a yacht." I mean, think about that. I don't have a yacht, but you could meet a guy with a yacht. So she thought, and let me tell you, this is the kind of girl that meets guys with yachts. So we walk into the yacht club, and there's this main ballroom where all these tables are set up for food, and there has to be 400 people in there, packed, sitting down. And she and I walk into that room, and every head in the room turns and looks at us. Now, in that instant, I was like, oh my God, they think she's with me. That means either A, I have a big yacht, or B, never mind. So we walk through, we go out onto the patio. So now you have to understand she's 5'6", 5'7", 110 pounds, and I'm at the time 6'3", 245, and I'm in perfect shape. I mean, I'm like a literally like a linebacker in football. And so we're out on the patio, and she goes, "Oh, it's a little cool out here." So I said, "Take my jacket." I took my jacket off and gave it to her. Now, just imagine a jacket for a guy with a 56-inch chest on somebody that weighs 110 pounds. And so it was funny. It looked, but it served its purpose. Of course, the jacket was nice material. It smelled nice. Everything was good about it. So now here we are out there, and I'm saying she's going to meet a guy with a yacht. So this guy comes out and is talking to us, and is talking to us. Well, we have some people there that are talking with us, but this guy comes out all by himself and is talking to us, talking to us, talking to us. And all of a sudden, he's just talking to me. And it was weird. And so after about 2 or 3 minutes, he goes back into the yacht club, and she looks at me and she hits me. She goes, "Hey, I thought I was the one going to meet the guy with the yacht." So now, uh, a little while later, we're still out on the deck having fun. We're having a good time. It's just being very pleasant with a group of people around us. And all of a sudden, this woman comes out, and she's talking to us, talking to us. And all of a sudden, I realize she's talking to me. And she goes, "Can I ask you a question?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." She goes, "Are you with her?" I said, "Oh, no, no, no. We're just friends." She goes, "I'll be right back." She goes in, comes out with one of her girlfriends, and introduces her to me. And we start chatting a little, chatting a little, chatting a little. And the girlfriend says, "Why don't we go out to brunch tomorrow?" I said, "Okay, that sounds good. Give me your address and I'll pick you up for a brunch." She goes, "Oh no, give me where you're staying, and I'll have my car pick you up." I got to remember, not only guys own yachts. So she had a limo pick me up. We went out for brunch, and there were actually four of us. I don't remember who the other two people were. And so uh, we go out for brunch, and after a little amount of time, she says, "Excuse me, I'll be right back." So my assumption was she's going to the bathroom. She leaves and comes back. 20 minutes later, half hour later, she goes, "Excuse me, I'll be right back." I said, "Oh, she has to." I said, "Yeah, no problem." Just she goes out and comes back. 20 minutes, half hour later, she goes, "I'll be right back." I said, "Like, what is she doing?" Well, what she was doing was she was going outside and having cigarettes. And I'm not a smoker. All of a sudden, she came in, and all I smelled was cigarette smoke. And it was like, oh boy. Notice I left out the part of the end of the night at the yacht club. Let's just leave it at that. So that was a pretty cool story. I got to go to a yacht club, and Okay, let's rip, right? I think it's time to rip. We have, what do we have in here? We have a foil promo card featuring Mega Lucario, an oversized promo card, one figure. We've got a figure up here, right there. 5 booster packs and a code card. So I'm going to back this up a little. Let's rip this. Okay, for packs, I see Destined Rivals, Journey Together, Mega Evolution, Destined Rivals, Mega Evolution. Those are the 5 packs. Okay. Here's the little guy. This is oh, he has claws. I'm like, what is that in his hand? And this is rubbery, so I can feel it moving around. Let's put it in my drawer here. Okay. My nose itches. Whenever I open packs, my nose itches. It always does. Do any of you play the game Pokemon? I don't. And somebody said you should play, Grandpa. I don't know if I actually have the time to actually learn how to play properly. But let's look. Looks good. Promo. This might get sent in. It's in nice shape. I'm just putting it to protect it. Sleeve it up, Gramps. And then we'll rip. And you can help. Oh, I don't know who they are. They're English. I won't be befuddled. Whoops. Okay. I call this the Elon Musk wallet size. And some people probably get upset that I mention his name, but it has nothing to do with politics. It's the fact that I think he's the wealthiest person on the planet. So this would be a wallet size. You know, when your wallet is normally that big, that's an Elon Musk wallet size. He's got a bigger wallet than me, is what I'm basically trying to say. A lot bigger wallet than me. Oh, don't fall. Okay, 5 packs. I'll do the Journey Together first because it's the only one that's a single pack. I don't want to make a mess behind me because I'm going to stand up and trip. Okay. My nose is itchy. Journey Together. Watch this. Watch how good I am. That's Belly Bolt on the cover there. I don't know what her name is, but I know that's Belly Bolt right there. So 6 months ago, I would have had no clue who that was. 2 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to open this pack. If you watch some of my really old videos, man, did I have a hard time ripping packs. Oh, boy. Iona. Or Iono. Yes. Thank you. Journey Together. Here we go. Clink. I'll try and keep them in sight here. Let's do this. Let's do this. Nimble. Larvitar. I call this the hemorrhoid maker because if you're walking behind him and you stop suddenly, that thing on his head is not going to be fun. Remoraid. There's actually fish that do that actually spit at insects on little tree branches right above their head. A cell gore. Not easy to say. Lily's Pearl. See, this would be pretty if it was a full art card. That would be a pretty card. Greedent, which looks like Rocket J Squirrel. Here's a reverse holo of Carablast. Here's Wingull, reverse hollow. And even in the beginning, I had no idea what a regular hollow was, what a reverse hollow was. I had no idea. Basic energy, got to remember. And the hollow is N's Reshiram. Who's N? I don't know. And why does he have a Reshiram? I really don't know. Okay, we have Mega Evolution. Watch this. Watch how good I am. That looks like Lucario, correct? Correct. Gardevoir, correct? Correct. Ho-Oh, correct? Correct. Okay, we have Arbok, Raticate, Murkrow. I'm not sure who this guy is right here. But I got 3 of 4 on there. This is Team Rocket stuff. I did pretty good. Coughing. Oh, yeah, of course that's coughing. And then he evolves into wheezing. Now, I have cards coming back from PSA, and one of the cards I sent in was a Cynthia's Gardevoir, and it's one of the biggies. And it was graded a 10. So happy. Because you can see your grades. If you're not familiar with PSA, when you're getting ready to ship things back to you, they actually post pictures of your cards, of your order, and all the grades. So I got to see that is the 10. Yeah, it is solid. Okay, here we go. You know, it's weird. When I come in like this and I go to the left, on my screen looking at me, it goes to the right. So it kind of messes me up that everything's backwards 180 degrees. My favorite Pokemon. Let me show you something. Oh, I have everything right here. Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, maybe I should give away some of these figures. I mean, look at how nice this is. Isn't that nice? That's a nice one. So that we have that looks like SB. Is that Espeon in the background? But somebody asked, who's my favorite? Here's my favorite right here. I would never give this away. This is my sweetie. This is Mimikyu. So maybe I'll have a little quick giveaway of figures. Why not, right? I got all these figures. I got a lot of them. I have many more. I love Mimikyu. Yeah, I dressed up as Grampy Q one time for Halloween. So let's show you. I just ripped the pack of Mega Evolution. Here we go. Ultra Ball. Jinx. I once dated a girl that looked like Jinx. It was really Onyx. Now, Onyx is a rock. So that's an appropriate name that you should be able to figure out. Here's Ice Cube, which looks like an ice cube, which makes sense. Here's Shrifty. I try to be Shrifty when I'm doing the secret giveaways. Here's Magnezone. Now, here's Wally's Compassion. Now, one thing I must say about this Wally's Compassion here, I'm not quite sure if, I don't want to misgender Wally, so I'm not quite sure what Wally's pronouns will be. So let's just leave it at that. Here's a reverse hollow of Grumpig, which is an unhappy pig. I dated a couple. No, let's forget that. We have Sizzlepede, which is a reverse hollow. Luckily, I have my sweetheart. My sweetheart, let me tell you, I'll tell you about her in a minute. Here's Alakazam. She's a very smart individual. She has a master's degree in corporate psychology, maybe, or clinical psychology from Columbia University. A very smart young lady. And when we first met, she analyzed everything. It made me crazy. Oh, watch it there, Zachary Bloom. Oh, my. Okay, second pack here of Mega Evolution. So you notice we've gone 2 packs, no hits. I better get at least 1 hit from these 5 packs. Man, I would be so bummed out if I don't have a hit in these 5 packs. Here's, now, come on. 2 packs. Oh, gee, I haven't seen one of these since last pack. And just to show you, and guess what? I haven't seen one of these since last pack. There's 2 of them too, Ice Cube. Then there's Low Punny, who to me looks like the sleazy bunny. Low Punny. Whoops. Then there's Knackle Stack. NaCl is the abbreviation for salt. Here's Tangrowth, which evolves from Tangela. Here's Goldango, which evolves from Gimmighoul. That's Gimmighoul up there, right? That's Gimmighoul. Looks like a mailbox. See, I'm learning these things. Here's Premium Power Pro, which to me looks like Gatorade. Here's Drizzle. I'm gonna watch my mouth right now. Here's Nincada. Here's Lunatone. Now, I always said I'd like to have a full art Lunatone because I think it's a cool looking Pokemon. And then I found out there was a Lunatone and I had one. So now, 3 packs, 0 hits. Am I going to go 0 for 5? How do they come up with these names? Yeah, I'd like to sit into Hey Maya. I'd like to sit into Hello One of a Kind. I'd like to sit into a Pokemon naming. How did they come up with the names? Just sit into one of those meetings for a day and just watch how they work. To me, it's interesting. Because some of the names really mean things, and others of the names are like, huh? Let's see if we can find one that really means something. Well, Ponyta is half pony and half ta, or whatever the heck that is. Scraggy, that makes sense. That looks like a Scraggy Pokemon. Mudbray, now it's a muddy burrow, so it brays. Here's Breloom. I have no idea. Team Rocket's Arbok, of course, that's Cobra spelled backwards with a K. Spikemuth Jim. No idea. Now here's Mudsdale, which evolves from Mudbray. Hippopotamus. Here's a reverse hollow of Squawkabilly, which is a hillbilly bird that's squawking. Here's a full hollow of Gorbis. I don't think I've ever seen that Pokemon before. But the news is I'm now 0 for 4. Imagine 5 packs, no hits. That's why it was $49. Maybe I'll have to rip something else I got. So, I can rip one of those too, because I have 2 of these. I'm giving one away. And I have 2 of them. So maybe I'll rip one of these. This will be a little better because it's got 151 stuff in it, which to me is a nicer set. Hello, Pack Ripper. I'm going to get a drink because I'm starting to get a little dry. I have 2 drinks here. It's warm in here. I got to turn this on. My sweetie loves warm temperatures, and I'm a cool weather person. I like warm. Don't get me wrong. But not, it's just too warm in here. So here we go. Pack number 5. What are the odds? Here's Team Rocket's Eakins. Relor. This name doesn't make sense to me. Mankey. Because it's half pig and half monkey. Should be pigkey. Or monkey or something. Ratata. Of course that makes sense. Ratata. Rapidash. Marnie's Scrafty. TM Machine. Spidops. Tauros. A double rare of Arboliva. See, that's not a good hit. That's a no. And energy. So I'm going to say I was skunked on that box. Skunked. So let's talk a little. I'll tell you a story. And then, yeah. Excuse me for needing to get a drink. See, I don't play, so I don't know the playability of the cards. So you'll have to excuse me. So when I was younger, I had a computer sales and service company and Wall Street was the area we basically worked in. And so I was the number 1 salesperson. I had a whole bunch of techs working for me. I had like 10 or 12 techs working for me, a bunch of vehicles, people working on site. Yeah, a lot. An administrator, a service manager. So I'm out on a sales call, and I don't remember who I'm talking to. I don't remember what company it was because it was an insignificant company. And the person goes, we'd like to place our laser printers on a maintenance contract. They were in the Wall Street area. And I said, well, we service a lot of laser printers, so we'll be glad to place that on a contract for you. He goes, we have 12. Can you handle 12 printers? I said, well, yeah, in New York City. I go, we have Goldman Sachs's laser printers on a maintenance contract. And he goes, well, how many laser printers does Goldman Sachs have? I said, last count, a little over 5,000. And that was like a block away. I had 2 people. What's wrong with the camera? No, I didn't, Ben. I didn't look at Instagram tonight. I'll look later. So here's a guy asking me about, can I handle laser printers? And a block away, I have a company that has 5,000 laser printers on contract with me. Yeah, I can handle your laser printers. I'll tell you one more story. This is a good one. We were big. I was big. I had a lot of big customers on Wall Street, a lot. So I'm out at, my nose is itching. I'm wearing a 3-piece suit. Imagine me in a 3-piece suit. This was those days. This was in the 90s. So I'm out at Club Med meeting with the CFO. And he's got an order for $12,000 worth of equipment. And he throws it down on the desk. He's a big shot. And he goes, he had a really deep voice. So he goes, let me ask you a question. He goes, there's 100 companies just like you. Why should I use you instead of those other 99? And I said, well, I'm a very good salesperson. I know my products very well. I'm very technical. Trust me, I'm very technical. I said, I train my technicians. They're very technical also. I said, I can say a lot and tell you a lot, but I don't know what you're going to believe or what you're not going to believe. But let me ask you one question. Where'd you get my name? He called me. Where'd you get my name? He goes, Citibank told me to call you. And I went, he goes, I didn't say anything. I just went, he goes, you got a point there. So, needless to say, what Citibank, okay, Citibank and IBM Rome, ROLM, had sales. Okay, back in those days, not everybody could afford the big computer systems. Computer systems took up whole rooms. I mean, you'd go into a room and it'd be one or two computer systems with all these accessories, like these big spinning reels with tapes and just crazy. And then you'd look and there'd be a PC on the desk, and the PC had more power than those big systems. But back in the old days, not everybody could afford the big systems. This isn't the beginning of the computer era. That's when I had my computer business started. And they do something called time sharing. So say you wanted to use somebody's computer, Citibank would let you rent time on their computer, time sharing. And you could go in and use, just see your area and use their computers to do whatever you needed to do. But they would have to have some kind of a terminal, some kind of a modem, which is a modulator, demodulator, some kind of a printer, and everything had to be wired together. So that's what we did. We provided the terminal, the modem, and the printer, and hooked it up and made sure everything was working properly with Citibank and with IBM Rome. Now, Citibank had, 50 people going around selling stuff, selling time sharing. And every time they'd do a timeshare, they'd sign somebody up. They had my business cards. They weren't Grandpa's cards. And the salesperson would say, give this person a call. He will provide the hardware necessary for you to access our equipment. So I had 50 Citibank people as salespeople and 20 or 30 IBM Rome, which is a telephone switch, as salespeople. We were so busy, it was hard to believe. I'd get a phone call a day with somebody ordering $12,000 worth of equipment. Yeah, I had, like I said, 10 or 12 full-time techs working for me. At Goldman Sachs, I had 2 guys that worked inside Goldman Sachs, exclusively inside Goldman Sachs. And Goldman Sachs gave me a room that had to be, I'm going to say, probably 600 square feet, locking, with, of course, electricity, desks, phones. And that's where they gave me a room and let me use it. And I didn't have to have an office downtown. We used Goldman Sachs as an office downtown. And we had our own Goldman Sachs passes. We would go in and out of the building as we needed. So it was actually pretty cool. My first computer I ever owned was a IBM PC XT. It cost me $5,000. It had a 20 meg hard drive, 20 meg hard drive. Hold on. I can't remember if it's a 10, an 8, or a 10. I think it's a 10 terabytes that attaches to my laptop. So I have 10 terabytes of memory that I will never, but you know what? You never know. Of course, with back here, let's see, I'll show you. See the television back there? That's, there's some weights too that I lift. But the television back there is where I play Call of Duty and the new game. And I can't remember the name of it right now. Grandpa moments, man. What's the new game? Arc Raiders. I have huge floppy drive, right? With the big floppy disks. Yeah. Yeah, Twilight Zone. Okay, let's see. I'll tell you one more story. and then we'll rip that box. Hold on. So my oldest son's godfather was the guy that looked like Crocodile Dundee. My second son's godfather was his name was, I hope I get these in the correct way. My second son's godfather was the guy with the train. We had a gay friend, and he bought my son a really nice train set. My third son's godfather. Well, I can't remember which is which. I think my oldest son's godfather was Darren. So Darren was a friend of mine. He was a little younger. Darren was with Ryan. Yes, Darren was my oldest son's godfather. Not Mickey. Mickey was my third son's godfather. Wow. Phew, I should write this down. So Darren lived a block away from, but he was younger. When he was my son's godfather, he was like 14 years old. He was a very, very nice young man. So when he graduated college, I gave him he graduated with a political science degree. And I gave him a job in my computer business so he could learn computer technology. And he ended up, he learned, he worked for me for, say, a year and a half, and he learned. And at the point, we were both writing movie scripts. I wrote a movie script that I still think is fabulous. It's called Frankenmind. It's based on the Frankenstein story. And it's actually pretty cool and pretty scary script. So he wrote one, and we had a bet on who was going to get out and sell the scripts first and make a movie, and who was going to be to the Oscars. Each one was a bet. So he moved out to California, and he got a job at a place called Kingston Technology. Now, when IBM, I have to sit upright. My back is starting to hurt. When IBM laptops first came out, the problem was getting memory chips. See, if you're my age, you would know that. They couldn't produce memory chips fast enough to satisfy the needs of the laptops, the PC and the PC XT. So my son got a job for a company that Kingston Technologies, what they did was they reverse engineered these little boards that would plug into the motherboard, and it was extra memory. And he got them made in China, and they sold them as PC and XT memory. And they sold billions of dollars worth. So my son's godfather went to work for them, because now he was very technical because of the job I gave him in computers. So he was a drummer in a band. So he would play out there and drum. And the owner of Kingston Technologies, his name was John Tu, T-U. I think he was Korean. And John Tu said to him one day, "Can you teach me to drum?" He wanted to learn how to drum. So he said to my son's godfather, "Can you teach me?" And so he taught him. I don't know how much time he just taught him the basics. I don't know how long. He might have spent months with him. He might have spent a year with him, but he was an employee of the guy. So one day, this John Tu says to Darren is my son's godfather, "Good night." I haven't been on 60 Minutes yet, have I? No. I've been. So he says to my son's godfather, "Listen, I heard you're trying to make a movie. Tell me about it." So, no, I'm sorry. He invites him out to lunch. They go out to lunch together. Oh, let me get back a little. He sold the company, but kept the job as like the CFO for 2 years. He sold the company for $2 billion. John Tu, T-U. So he goes to my son's godfather. I don't know the name of the band. Let's go out to lunch. They go out to lunch, and they're out at lunch, and he says to my son's godfather, "I hear you're trying to do a movie. Tell me about it." And so my son's godfather tells him the movie. And the guy goes, "How much does it cost to make something like that?" Well, part of what you're doing when you're creating a movie is you have to You have to know how much it's going to cost to do it. And so he told him it's going to cost about $850,000. It's a very basic movie. So they have lunch and they're getting ready to leave. And they go back to the office. And by the way, the guy lives in Palos Verdes, so he lives in the really nice sections. They go back to the office, and the owner of the company who just sold it for $2 billion says to my son's godfather, at the end of the day, come visit me in my office. So the day ends, whatever, say it's 6:00 at night, and most people have gone home, and my son's godfather, Darren is his name, goes to visit John 2 in his office, and John 2 says, here, have a seat. Let's talk a little. So John 2 goes, you said that it would take $850,000 to do that movie. You think you can actually do it for $850? And he goes, yeah, I can do it for $850. So John 2 has an envelope, and he hands it to Darren. And Darren opens it up, and there's a check for $1.2 million in there. And Darren's going, what is this? And the guy goes, well, go make that movie. I'm going to pay for that movie. And there's a year's worth of salary for you plus. So he goes, I want you to start tomorrow. I don't want to see you in the office. Starting tonight is your last night here. I want you to come back in a year when this movie's done. He gave him a check for $1.2 million. Imagine that. Imagine how many Pokemon cards you could buy with $1.2 million back then. But this was the early 90s, so there were no Pokemon. There were only Pocket Monsters. So he made the movie. And so his name is Darren Ferriola. And he's got like 3 things on IMDb. And he never made it big. And I never sold my script, Frankenmind. I still think it's a cool story. But that's a pretty good story. So let's, what do you think? I've been talking too much already. I want to see, is there a character in here? I want to see some 151s. Would that be nice if I pulled a Flying Charizard out of here? Flying Charizard. Let's see. Yeah. So we have a Zapdos promo. Pretty cool. I like Zapdos. We have an Electabuzz promo. And we have the code card. Now, I don't have to mention his name, okay? We got 4 packs. I thought there were 5 packs in here. 4 packs. Boy, you know, I really don't want to get skunked on this. I mean, come on. 4 packs of 151. There should be at least 1 hit in here. It'd be nice if I pulled a nice one. I don't think I have a Blastoise. I don't think I do. If I do, you know, if I do have a Blastoise, I don't know where it is because I have so many darn cards. You have no idea how many cards I have. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. Oh, watch how I can identify him. That's Mew. That's Mew. That's Mew. That's Mew. And I called Mew a cat, and somebody said Mew's not a cat. That's a cat. I know what cats look like, and they go Mew. So don't tell me it's not a cat. The sort bulk. Yeah, I have, boy, oh boy, oh boy. See, this is a normal cat, When I get a cat, it's gonna look like this. I'm gonna get the crazy cat. That used to be a cartoon. Do you remember that crazy cat? Yikes. Letting my age be known. So here we go. 151. There's 165 in the base set. Whew. Seal. Duo. It's going well there, Dak Dynasty. Thank you. Tentacool. No, I'm announcing the winners on Sunday. Rat-tat-tat. Cedra, which evolves from, I can't remember. Hydra? Yeah. Kabuto. Gloom. Reverse Hollow, Vulpix. Reverse Hollow, Wheezing. Here's a Hollow of Mr. Mime. This is not a good start. If I get skunked on this, oh my gosh, come on. And I don't want to pull a double rare. Double rare. Okay. Horsey, that's Cedra. Kingdra, Horsey. How do I screw that up? Nidoran. Abra. Diglett. Golduck, which evolves from Psyduck, one of my favorites. Pinsir. You know that thing would hurt. Bill's Transfer. I don't know what he's transferring. This is a reverse hollow of Mr. Mime. Here's a reverse hollow of Rapidash. Here's a hollow of Raichu. Oh, hold on. I like this, but I like weird stuff. It's a nice, I'm going to try and show it to you. It's a nice energy card, and there is a swirl right there. Watch. See it? Yeah. Right there, right there. Right on the edge. Beautiful. See, I'm a sucker for nice energy cards. This is a nice energy card. And I like swirls. I have some really nice energy cards somewhere. The old ones, they made beautiful energy cards back then. But is that really a hit? It's an energy card. Yeah, I love energy cards. I don't know why. I don't call that a hit, though. You know, a hit, I want to see a gold star or better. 0 for 2. Here comes pack number 3. Yeah, History Hunter. Yeah, sure. Want to take a little wager? Squirtle, my grandson's favorite. Licky Tongue. Venomat. Pidgey. Clefable. The Doug Trio. That used to be a group, right? Now, see, this to me should be a full art card. Haunter, because it has such a cool background. Haunter. I'm going to get that in a minute. Oh! Hyper rare. Watch this. I'm going to put these down. I'm going to sleeve this up. Ready? Mew hyper rare. 3 gold stars, baby. Okay, Good box. All is forgiven. The rest can suck. I don't care. Stink. I don't care. Wow. But the sad part, I can't send it out and get it graded. Because I'll show you in a second. Look at the left to right. This side is a lot larger than this side. See it? But a hyper rare. Oh, wait. This is just getting better. I've got another energy card. But let's see. Let me see if there's a swirl. Oh, yeah. Okay. Another energy card. Look up in this corner here. Is it this corner here? Yeah, this corner here. See it? There is a swirl there, baby. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's a nice swirl. Only one on this. Oh, awesome. Awesome. You know what I'm going to do? Everybody that's here tonight, see, there's no way for me to store this where I can see the top chats. I don't think. Let me look. No, there's no way for me to do that. So I'd like to give that Mew away to somebody. So on any video, say, thank you for being live, Grandpa. That's all. Don't let people know it's a giveaway. And what I'll do is I'll have a random giveaway, and I'll give away this card to somebody. A triple rare. A hyper rare. Thank you for being live, Grandpa. That's all. On any video. I'm just making a note for myself. Thank you for being live, Grandpa. And what I'll do, somebody will win that Mew. And no, not on this video. On any video but this one, Randall Jennings. Not this one. On any video. When you're done here, just go to any video of mine and just say, thank you for being live, Grandpa. That's all. And I'll do within the next, what's today? Today's Tuesday. By tomorrow afternoon or evening, I'll have the drawing online and who won. And I'm going to have some, I'll have some packs to give away also. But that'd be cool, right? I think that would be cool to give this to somebody. It's a pretty cool card. If it was gradable, I would keep it. Oh no, another one. I'm looking for swirls. Another one. No swirls. Wow. 3 of 4 packs had beautiful energy cards. Wow. Oh, I just love energy cards. Yeah, so I'll have like 5 winners. I'll give away 4 packs and the Mew to somebody. I think that's a cool giveaway for not planning on having a giveaway. So just say, to enter into the giveaway of this, just say on any video but this one, thank you for being live, Grandpa. Shelter. Boy, I haven't hope there's another hit in here. You never know. Helix Fossil. One of my favorite Pokemon right here. Slowpoke. Slowpoke and Drowsy, I love. They remind me of me. Here's Magmar. Onyx. Oh, a nice one. One of my favorites. Dragonair. Seadra. I'm cheating and looking ahead to see if there's another hit. Arcanine. Reverse Hollow. Rattata. Reverse Hollow. Ditto. Hollow. So, one hit and 3 beautiful energy cards. Maybe I'll give away some of these characters. First place gets this, and maybe second through. Yeah, but these are hard to ship. You can't stick them in an envelope. Oh my God. So is that Espeon? I mean, obviously that's Umbreon. That's an easy one. But is that Espeon in the background? You love collecting the shiny energy cards. I'll address that when it's time for the giveaway. We pray for your sweetheart. Thank you very much. Yeah. We're talking to, they're going to call us tomorrow and tell us what time to show up at the hospital. That's how they do it here. Show up at the hospital on Thursday. I'll drive her over. I'll stay with her until they wheel her away into the operating room. They say it takes about an hour and a half in the operating room and then 3 hours of recovery. Now, I live about a 10-minute drive from the hospital, so I'll come home and probably take a nap because I'm going to be, it's going to be a lot of work for me to help Grandma, Granny. I got her a nice little, she's going to go live. I had to get her I have a Grandpa shirt. It says Grandpa. I had to get her a shirt that says Grandma. I wanted to get her one that said Granny, and she said, no, don't get me Granny. Yeah, she's staying the night at the hospital. They told her she could go home if she wanted to. So remember, on any video other than this one, just write, thank you for being live, Grandpa. Thank you for being live. Hopefully nobody will figure out that's a sneaky giveaway. That's actually like hidden. That's more than sneaky. That's hidden. Because what happens is that one day I did that and they figured it out and I had 300 people and say they were live and it's BS. Because I can see right now up in this corner, there are 63 people live and 82 thumbs up. So I can see that. So I think that is so cool. Wow. I didn't even think of that. I was gonna have some kind of a giveaway that I pull a really cool card, a hyper rare Mew. That's a beautiful card, and give it away. Yeah. Makes sense. Give away so many cards. I don't know. Somebody says, how much is that card worth? You know what? I have no idea. I don't know. Unless I'm going to a card show and then I'll put a price on it. I have no idea what this is worth. Clueless. We will have her in our thoughts and prayers. Thank you very much. Beautiful Mew. Have a great night. Take care, Popsicle. So I've been on for a little over an hour. Anybody have any questions? And then we'll just wrap this baby up. I opened 2 boxes. It's 9/11. Ooh, that's a bad number. When you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe this. I worked at Merrill in New York City. And I'd gotten tired of working in the city. I had sold my company. I had gone back to work on Wall Street, and I got tired of working in New York City. Commute in and out is very, very tiring. So I had an interview set up in North Jersey on 9/11, 2001. Normally, I would have gone into the World Trade Center that day, and I would have then gone to work, which was adjacent to the World Trade Center. But because I had an interview set up that day, I took off and I didn't go into New York City. And I saw it on the news. I took my camera and got as close as I could to New York City, and I watched the buildings collapse, and it was, Wow, wow. Oh yeah, History Hunter, you won the bet. Send me an email. Oh, you don't have to send me emails yet, people. But History Hunter, you know my email address. I hope. If you don't worry. I'll have a little video on about the giveaway. So I remember. Yeah, so do I. I mean, just what are the odds that the day I didn't go into New York City, that would be the day of the attack, where I was basically working right across the street. Man, I did not want to see people jumping from the 100th floor. Just I was friends back then with an FBI agent. His son was on my little league team, and his name was Wes Wong, and I brought him and his SWAT team to a pack meeting of Cub Scouts. I did some really cool Cub Scout stuff. So Wes Wong. So I'm watching, I don't know, a year, 2 years after the World Trade Center, I'm watching a documentary, and here's Wes Wong on the documentary. And I'm like, wow, I know this guy. He's in the bottom of one World Trade Center. Now, so the two buildings were side by side a little. They weren't square to each other. They were offset a little. And there was a plaza in between them. So one was hit first, two was hit second, but two was hit lower. So two collapsed first. So they had, the FBI had set up their local headquarters inside the lobby of the World Trade Center. Now, if you had ever been in the World Trade Center, the lobby was huge. And there were so many elevators going up to different sections of the building, but they were set up in there. So I'm watching Wes Wong talk, and he says, and we're here and we're hearing these boom, boom, boom. We thought it was furniture falling. We didn't realize it was people jumping. And so what he said was, just imagine, it was better. The better option was to jump. So he goes, here we are in the main lobby of One World Trade Center, and all of a sudden we hear this noise. And he goes, we freeze, but everybody knew what it was. It was the building collapsing. So we started running. What's your assumption? My building was hit first. That's my building coming down. That's not the building next to me coming down. Well, luckily for them, it was the building next to them. And he said, and in a matter of a couple seconds, there was all this dust. You couldn't see anything. He goes, but it was the other building. And so we had to find our way out of the building into the outside, and it was all dusty out there too. It was like clouds, and they had to get away from the buildings. So what a weird story. The day that I'm doing a job interview is the day I don't go into New York City, is the day they fly into the World Trade Centers. Thank God was on my side that day. Yeah, just imagine. It's you have a choice. It's so hot, 1,000 degrees. Do you want to burn to death or jump? And you jump. And that's, I can't even think. So we're going to have, in case anybody just came on, I did some ripping. I ripped 4 packs of 151, and I pulled this. It's a hyper rare. So I'm going to give this away, and I'm going to give away some other stuff, but that's the main card. To enter the giveaway on any video other than this one, just write, thank you for being live, Grandpa. Make a note of that. Thank you for being live, Grandpa. Yeah, it was wild. It was not a very pleasant day in my life. And the weird part was, when I had the computer business before I sold it, I had a lot of customers in the World Trade Center, both buildings, up high. And I went and looked, and I was looking for names of people that I knew that might have succumbed. But let me tell you, remember before that, they tried blowing up the World Trade Center? They drove a bomb down into the parking garage under the Trade Center. Well, I was active then. We used to park down in that garage. And whenever I wanted to go up and visit somebody in the World Trade Center, if I had driven in that day instead of taking a train, I would park underneath, because there were like 3 levels of parking. There was there probably had to be a couple hundred parking spaces down there, and they were always empty. So I would drive under, and luckily that day I didn't drive under and I didn't get blown up. Oh boy. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Some of this, yeah, the box truck in the parking garage, right? This is exactly what it was. Yeah. And I had Toyota pickup trucks with cabs on the back of them. Those were my service vehicles because they were just so reliable. They never failed. They turn the key, they start, they were nice. Okay, good night. I got to get my daughter to sleep. Good night, Randall Jennings. I'm going to wrap this up now. Remember, say thank you for being live, Grandpa, on any video other than this one. And I'll do a giveaway by tomorrow. You should see something online, the drawing online. Look at it. Watch the whole thing. I don't think I'm going to stick a sneaky giveaway in there. I don't think so, but you never know. Good night, guys. Everybody, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you for joining me tonight. And I love you guys. And I'll see you, pretty soon we're going to have the 151 giveaway, man. That's going to be a monster. So thank you all for being here. Grandpa loves you guys. Take care now.